ever sneeze so hard you get a flashback? I kind of messed up the delivery on that one. Also, I think I said that. I made that joke already one time at the beginning of one of these streams. But either way, welcome back. It is Wednesday, so you know what day it is. It is the day for me to completely forget to complete the sketch layer or even do a drawing in the first place. Where the heck did Spotify go? Howdy. Good to see you in here so early. Okay, we can't start until we know what song we're listening to, but Spotify just doesn't want to show up in OBS for whatever reason right now, so whatever. It's actually 3 a.m. here. Wow. I hope you're not just browsing through your phone for things to watch while you're supposed to be asleep right now, at the very least. But over here, it's 4 p.m., interestingly. Alright, let's see. I actually did have a plan for today. I had several different plans for earlier this week. I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit. There we go. Had, I think, two different art ideas for this week. The first one was this, which I was planning on, which I barely even started on actually, which I planned on it being a piece of fan art for an album that came out later this year from the artist known as Zircon for his most recent album called Arcology. Californian, yes, you are exactly spot on. Unfortunately, I do live in the realm known as, you know, this place. And the older I get living here, the more disillusion I get, but that's a rant for another day. Point is, yes, you were absolutely correct. That is where I'm from. So I don't think we're going to be working on that today, though. Usually when I don't have any plan whatsoever, I usually just draw a Shantae character or something. I check the time zones, yeah, that makes sense. The Eastern Pacific, or whatever the heck this one is called, I don't usually keep track of that. That seems to be a very popular one. Ah, there we go. Welcome back, Spotify. Until I get the drive and the brain power to actually draw what I was planning on drawing today. Okay, now I remember how I want this to start. So I will say, this is gonna be of the man himself, the main Spider-Man himself. Not that Spider-Man, but the spider character that's in the thumbnails for every single one of these videos. I've been thinking of doing a bit of redesigning, if you will. Have you ever watched Scott Pilgrim or maybe read Scott Pilgrim? I have not. I've heard the name before, but I haven't looked into anything from that series. Oh hey, haven't seen Haxor in a while. Good to see you again. Like I said at the very start of this, I did not have a sketch layer prepared whatsoever, unfortunately, like the last few times. So usually when I do that, I just draw a Shantae character most of the time, but this time I actually have a different idea. One that I've meant to do as of late. Because recently I actually, I think I talked about this 2 streams ago. 2 streams ago I brought up the idea of buying an art commission. And just last week, I actually went through with that plan. I contacted an artist that I liked, whose art style that I liked, and they're going to be working on it, working on a piece of the spider character pretty soon. Except with a slight revision in the design. At their personal... because of their personal preference. So I got thinking, what if I incorporated that or tested that out a bit myself? And that design idea is dialing it back a bit on the more curvaceous aspect of the character. Because if you don't know, this the spider guy is supposed to be both featherless and bipedal. If you know, then you know. He's supposed to be a dude, is what I'm saying. And that's the one thing that we decided to dial back on a bit. So I figured, what if I tried doing that myself? Inspired by Inner Sloth or Bethesda by any chance? In terms of art or the direction this channel is going? I'm not exactly sure what you mean, and the program that I'm using right now is Clip Studio Paint Pro Edition. I got the license when it was on sale a while ago, and didn't start using it until like 2 years later, but haven't really stopped since. It's pretty great. We'll say, the thing that inspired me to do art the most was honestly not really either Bethesda or Inner Sloth, even though I did grow up playing the Henry Stickmin games and also Skyrim and Oblivion. In fact, one of the, I remember drawing on paper one time my Oblivion character. That was fun. But the main drive for me in all this is just online artists that I've been following for a while now, or quite a while now, who as of last year I actually managed to connect a lot more with. Last year and more of this year, so that's a lot of fun. Very happy with how things have turned out in regards to all this. With that being said, there is still a lot of room for improvement, though. In terms of art, I mean. Oh wow. I don't even remember subscribing to you, but I'm grateful. You seem chill and draw good as far as I've seen. Thank you. Honestly, thank you very much. I think I remember seeing someone else that was just like that drop into a stream to say something like that. I don't remember why I subscribed to you, but you seem like a cool person, is pretty much exactly what they said. And regardless of why you're here, why you subscribed, whether you came from the Henry Stickmin videos or the Markiplier videos, or you're actually here for the art streams themselves, everybody is welcome here. and I'm grateful for it as well. Someday it's not hard to check the live chat logs, I guess. That is true. I do keep them on, just because. It's fun to rewatch these and watch them back sometimes. At least when I'm not checking the mic quality. Make sure it was all good and correct. And you're welcome. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's still crazy to look back at that video and just see the 10 million mark. And thanks for sticking around as well. That's very nice of you. With that being said, though, I think I did bring this up last stream. I did have an idea for a video that I want to make regarding Flash games and Flash game remasters, because I have made longer video essays before in the past, specifically the Race 2 video, and I would like to make more videos like that one. Not just talking about, well, maybe just talking about Flash games. Seems to be a recurring topic for me. Whenever I have an idea for a video essay, it usually just comes back to that. But I'd like to actually do something about it, though, someday. Sometime soon, or rather than later, hopefully. Because the idea is still fresh in my mind. I just need to write the script for it, and then the actual video editing process... The actual video editing process itself is the easy part. The hard part is just writing the script for everything. Because once I have the script, I know what I'm doing, and then I could just work from there. It just takes some time. But as I'm writing the script, when I don't exactly know what I'm doing yet, that's when it's at its most difficult. That's when the video creation process, for me at least, is at its most difficult. At the very least, I actually created a Word document for the script, instead of just leaving it in my mind, collect dust. And whenever I have an idea for a line in the script, I make sure to write it down. How do I edit? Honestly, it's with a very outdated version of Hit Film Express. Hit Film Express, I think, is even outdated at this point, and yet I still am using it because they haven't shut it down or anything like that. It's the same, the video editor I used to make the Henry Stickmin video, I think, was called KDen Live. And then the one I used to make the Markiplier videos was Hit Film Express. And also the Raise 2 one, which is my favorite video that I made. I used Hit Film Express for that one as well. That's a question. That is a question and a half. I do post my artwork on other platforms. With that being said, some of the things I've drawn might be a bit risky putting them on YouTube. I'm sure you know how it is. But, in case you're interested, I will say though, I might as well put a very fair, as soon as I have the link actually, hang on, let's see. Well, maybe not the link, I'll put my username in the chat for you to look up. In case you're interested, I will give a very fair content warning though. Nothing like in your face, explicit or anything, but it might be a bit iffy. So only go on here if you're, you know, mature enough. Let's see. Yeah, sure. You read me like a book. You know what I mean. There is nothing like that, like 100% explicit or anything, but be prepared for anything, you know? There you go. Go crazy. That is my handle for the Forbidden Bluebird website. I did, however, make a Blue Sky account recently, though. And if you want to look up my name there, then it's the same as the one here on YouTube. My username for the Blue Sky account is the same one I have here. So hopefully you should just be able to look up my name from here in the Blue Sky search, and maybe it'll appear. Yeah, if you wanna I call it that as well, I guess. It's just easier to remember by the name it used to go by. Which is also why I said, which is also explains my meaning of the evil Bluebird website. It's just what I call it. Which, unfortunately, is the platform that most online artists use these days. And now I guess I happen to be one of them. Oh, God. Can't look at the... Okay, now I can't look at the way I've been drawing this character the same way again because you said that, unfortunately. But no, this is the character that you've been seeing in all the thumbnails. All the thumbnails for these streams as of late. Also, hi, welcome in. You came in on one of the many streams where I did not set up a sketch layer beforehand, so I'm kind of just winging it now at this point. Oops. Yeah, that's the best hand I can draw. My first time seeing your videos. Oh, well, that's actually a pretty pleasant surprise because most people like Ruzgar here found this channel because of the Henry Stickmin video that exploded. But if you're here for the first time, then that's a refreshing change of pace. Is this character based on you or just an OC? This character is supposed to be the template for an upgrade of this current VTuber model that you're seeing right now that's swinging back and forth. That I would like to do eventually in the future. That, according to lore, has had a cataclysmic accident regarding a bunch of spiders. As you can probably tell by all the spider legs, and the abdomen, and the eyes. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's a... Hang on, let's see here. What's a good... What's a good starting reference of this guy? Probably this one here. This was done way back in December with a collaboration of someone who actually liked my artwork enough to ask for a collaboration, to which I said yes. In the Strike Force Heroes Discord server of all places. Speaking of Flash games. This honestly is probably the most modest, the most modest picture I can get of him right now. Well, key difference about this VTuber model is that it's in 3D. instead of live 2D, which I will say I would like to do live 2D eventually, because there's only so much you could do with a VTuber model with freeware. Because this is, well, with free software. This is just with VC Face and also Vroid Studio. And then this little tablet here is from a program called Spud Tablet, I believe, which you can implement your own custom tablet and pen and hand and everything, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. Then, of course, this was the very last stream, and also the thumbnail for this stream in particular. Pretty happy with how this turned out. And then something completely unrelated to any of this character. This is something that I drew last year for my brother's birthday, which honestly is probably my favorite piece so far. Just saying for the record. Just wanted to get it out there. This is of his first Code Vein character. And then of course there's also this, which I frequently showcase. Whenever I do an art showcase like this, like I'm doing right now, I usually show this one because this is the first piece I did with a full-on display tablet instead of just a pen tablet like I used to use. Good example of something that I did draw when I had the when I regularly used the pen tablet though was something like this, which is another piece that was also very fun, with two other characters that I made that I would like to get back on again. In fact, I even have had another idea for these two that I thought about maybe starting on next week's stream. Thank you. Okay, last bit of artwork showcase. This is one of the earlier things that I did in January last year with the pen tablet when I started getting serious about drawing. This is just a character from a game that I like. Character from a game that I like called Alina of the Arena. Try some Raven-based original character. You know, funny you mentioned that. Very funny you mentioned that. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. There's a chance. There's a very small chance. Yes, I still have it. Funny you mentioned a Raven-based OC. One of my D&D characters was actually a Kenku Necromancer. And there was one point in, let's see, how long ago was this? Wow. There was one point in December 2021, so 3 years ago, where I started drawing a piece with the pen tablet, but never really got back to it. This is that character. This is him. This is my Kenku character for the Curse of Strahd campaign when I played it with my brothers. I should really get back to this piece sometime. This is supposed to be my character, his name is Navarro. And then this was supposed to be my brother's character, whose name was Claw. But I never really got around to drawing the rest of his armor. So, one of these days, I might just write in my physical notebook to just, as a reminder, finish this sometime. Alright, what the heck was I doing again? I was not comparing the way I've been drawing this character's hair to be of a certain celebrity. No, sir. My evil bird account. Thank you for adopting that name. I saw a peek of Raven, that's why. Oh, the Ravenfield advisor. I'd like to redo that drawing sometime. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on that drawing in particular, and it kind of shows in some areas. But I would like to draw something just Ravenfield related again. Just 35 minutes, I've learned a lot of things from you. Wow. That... Yeah, I wouldn't know. The only thing I know about the guy is that he gets unfavorably... He always gets put in the last place spot in every single custom Happy Wheels level. Or rather, in the first and worst ranking spot in every single custom Happy Wheels level. That's another game I'd like to bring up in the Flash game video, is Happy Wheels. It's not exactly a game that, it's definitely not a game that warrants a remaster or anything, because it's just that good that it could stand on its own. But it is definitely worth mentioning. Back on the redesign idea I had of this character, by the way. Back on the redesign idea of this character, because I'm just gonna lay it out flat. Actually, hang on. I'm just gonna lay it out flat. This is the original Spider Guy's design. If Clip Studio Paint would load, which I don't think it would, because hang on. But there we go. Try adding him in some various clothes. I would like to draw this character a lot more. But yeah, this is the this is the first ideas that I had with him. Yes, that is a dude. But lately I've been thinking of maybe dialing, you know, all of that back just a little bit. So I've been thinking, dial it back on the less subtle parts, and also give him a sleeveless black turtleneck, the same, just regular grayish white cargo shorts, and then black leggings, and then the same arm sleeves, because these are fun. The ladder. That would be the ladder in that case. The second thing you said. Because keep in mind, I did want to make that as a VTuber model someday, and I still would like to as well. But maybe with a few redesigns here and there, like the one we're seeing right now.
Sleeping soul, take flight, take me through the night, down, down, down.
He's a dude, yeah. At least the more human parts.
Down, down.
Because the idea is that he had a particular incident involving a massive queen spider and a massive vat of glowing green liquid. Legally distinct FEV virus, if you will.
Down by the river, down, down, down by the river, down, down, down by the river. Inky amber, swirling down. Just leave the flames and take a chance to be with me tonight. Take my hand and hold it tight.
Oh, you got the Fallout reference.
'Cause you and I are everywhere. The night is young.
Now that's a very good question that honestly I had a feeling someone would ask eventually, and I knew I would have to ask. Well, I knew I would have to answer, I mean, whoops. The The reason for that being, hang on, this is not the right song that's playing. Spotify, you need to pick up for a second. There we go. Main reason. Main reason is because let's be real here, because like who watches male VTubers, am I right? If you don't know at first glance, then like you're more likely to click on the person's stream before you realize, oh, you know. And the second reason why is one that's just a little bit more personal, and I'll leave it at that. Reasons related to how do I word this? Hang on. Reasons relating to what Spike from the Cowboy Beat Boop animation show said when he said, "I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me." And if you know how spider relationships work in nature, then you'd probably have an idea what I mean by that. When I say this out loud, it just sounds more ridiculous. Also, yes, that is exactly it. You are spot on with that. Because I'm gonna be real with you, this isn't even finished yet. But you are honestly probably much more likely to click on someone's stream if they looked something a bit more like this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm not gonna show any more of that. Go away. Okay. Okay, back to the future, I guess. Back to the present, more like. With that being said, though, if I am going to get more serious about the whole VTuber business, I am going to also... Got a girlfriend, so I don't really care, but yeah, I understand the other people that would. I remember saying something, making some kind of response to a similar statement like that a while ago, and I think I said something about it being like the target demographic or something like that. Throwing the Fallout references right back at me. Thank you for the kind prediction of the future, though. have the determination, sincerity, and artwork all done with some good taste in media. I could say the same about you with your taste in media. And thank you very much for the words of encouragement. Reminds me though, one of my in my favorite in my personal favorites video section of this channel, one of the videos in there is a very short Fallout clip. I just remembered. It was one of me a long time ago testing out a bunch of hardcore mods for Fallout 3. I gotta expand my game knowledge too, because it's obvious you know a lot more than me, but thanks. Honestly, you might not be too far off, because my list of favorites in Steam might be a bit overwhelming. My installed games list on Steam in general might just be a bit... OBS is having a heart attack. Okay, OBS just came back online. I can tell you what my favorite game is, and that's Terraria. Which is very funny for me to say right as we're listening to Minecraft music, but yeah. Really hope that that seizure from OBS just now didn't affect the live stream or anything. Okay, as long as it didn't make anybody's computers explode. probably slowed by you talking too much. That's exactly what one of my teachers said that in the graduation lineup as I was reaching to shake his hand on stage after I was handed my certificate. All the other teachers were saying, like, shake my hand saying congratulations, and then this one guy, I wish I remembered his name. He was a fun teacher though. We talked to him before the actual ceremony began I talked with him with my friends. It was all well and good, and he just told me while we were up on stage, hey, don't talk so much. It was very funny. That is quite the opener for the description of a story. Of a weird story, if you will. One that I imagine is about you being born and raised in West Philadelphia. Being on the playground where you spent most of your days. Chilling and relaxing. And maybe even shooting some b-ball outside of the school, if you will. Alright then, story time, I guess. Story time, but viewer discretion advised, I guess, according to you. Okay, just reading that sentence alone just made me think of that sounds like the plot of an episode in a Saturday morning cartoon. I'm pretty sure that the body swap episode. That's what I'm thinking. There was one in Chowder. There was one in Kappa Mikey, if anyone remembers that show. There was one in Teen Titans, I think. Did they have body swap episode? I'm pretty sure they did. I don't remember if there was one in Adventure Time, though. I don't think there was. Was there one regular show? Was there one of SpongeBob? That is the real question. I actually don't know. Maybe in the later, more modern seasons, but it didn't really stick around that long for those. Okay, I'm just making sure. Just making sure I didn't have a stroke while reading that. Just to confirm that I'm still alive, please say something. Please say flank steak. If I'm still alive, of course. If I have not collapsed down in a breakdown of sweat and nerves and just sheer panic, then you don't have to say the word flank steak. But if I haven't done that, please say that to make sure I'm still alive. Close enough. Okay, pausing the music now. That's like actually kind of serious, and you might want to like see some help about that. I'm not the one to be talking about, well, the kind of person to really help with that, though. Unless they're like not meant to be serious at all. Okay, playing the music again. this is my absolute nightmare, and that is drawing fingers. Drawing fingers in a relatively unorthodox way. I'll come back to this hand sometime. It's not. At least you're able to tell that it's a finger and a hand and all that, which is absolutely an improvement. An improvement from like a year ago or so. Thing is though, it just needs to be a little bit bigger. Because one rule of thumb that actually stuck with me quite a bit is that the size of the hand, the size of the palm at the very least, should match the size of the face. That, and also it'd probably be a good idea to not draw heads as big, because that is a bad habit that I get into as well. I always have to, with almost every single drawing I do of a character, I always have to shrink their head a little bit like that. Hello, Devin John. Welcome back. Never really looked into that game all that much. But from what I've heard, and from what very little I've seen, it's a custom game making platform. Is that right? It's like a game within games within a game. Kind of somewhat like Roblox in a way. I might be completely wrong, but I have no idea. hours, probably there'll be more people. That's the only thing though. According to time zones, that's the thing that might be a bit iffy for me though, because usually I only stream for 1 to 2 hours for each of these streams, and also my bedtime is at around like in between 6 to 7 because I have to wake up super early for work and stuff. So not the most ideal, but I take what I can at this point. I won't really start to consider like peak time zones and all that, at least until I start getting serious about this kind of thing. But as of right now, it's just something to do for fun. Something to do for fun, and also something to help keep the dream of using this channel for more afloat. To help me keep conscious that this channel exists, and that I would like to do more with it in the future. Yeah, I look at demographics and time zones and stuff like that. Like I said, that is something I will definitely do once I start getting serious. Thinking maybe at the bare minimum, if my work schedule does not change all that much, I think at the bare minimum, maybe a decent streaming schedule would be every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So this is a key to your dreams. You are the one from my dreams. So then the stars were right, and this is the day. Gods give me strength. Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next. Sorry, I recently started playing Oblivion again. It just popped in my mind. But in a way, yeah, this is something I definitely like to do more of in the future. Among a few other things like learning to program and make my own game, make my own dream game, which I have exactly the idea for it. It's just that I don't know how to go about doing it. It is amazing how you bring up Concerned Tape right as Stardew Valley music starts playing. That is immaculate timing. Holy crud, man. That's the thing though, that because I mean that's kind of the dreams and yeah, exactly. That's kind of the most ideal dream scenario for a lot of people, I imagine, and that's just doing exactly what maybe you are psychic. But yeah, I feel like that's the dream scenario for a lot of people. It's that's doing exactly what Concerned Ape did. And that's just working on his ideal dream game and then just having it explode out of nowhere. Despite him not even liking it himself all that much. but he just kept going on it. Oh yeah, I just remembered. I did ask earlier. I did ask earlier specifically to you. Oh wow, you actually heard that. I clicked on it. I clicked on it once just so that it would be in my history so I could check it out later. But I didn't think that OBS would actually pick that up. I did ask earlier, by the way, because I was curious, because I want to tickle the algorithm, if you will. And that was the question of, what's your favorite game? That is quite the favorite game to have, but considering the story that you announced earlier, that starts to check out a little bit. The fact that that would be your favorite game. Or maybe Battlefield 5, which that wasn't the most recent Battlefield game. The most recent one was 2042, which infamously, well, we all know how that turned out. If you like Battlefield though, then I highly recommend checking out Ravenfield on Steam. My second favorite game, and also my third most played game on Steam, right behind Terraria. My favorite game, right behind Terraria. I did not imply that at all. I did not imply that at all, because I know exactly what kind of game it is, and it's not one of those kind of games. It is the more subversion of expectations kind of games, instead of, you know, the I'm lonely and I need someone to artificially talk to kind of games. You know how it is. Yes, exactly. Stardew, DDLC, and Battlefield 5. That's quite the jump in genres, I'd say, but understandable. So what's my favorite game? I did say earlier, and that was Terraria. Terraria is my favorite game. It has been ever since I started playing it. Shortly after 1.3 came out in 2011, I believe, and I've been playing it ever since. Second favorite game, as I said, would have to be Ravenfield, which I definitely recommend you check out as well. Third favorite game, and the one that I would like, the first game that I would like to stream on this channel once I figure out that V2 remodel upgrade. My third favorite game, and the one that I would like to stream first on this channel, is XCOM 2. I have a massive character pool of friends and characters from games that I like that I would like to implement into a commander difficulty campaign. I just need, and I have all the mods and the characters ready and everything. I just like to figure out the VTuber situation before I actually started on it. 14 years, yeah, it has been that long ago. Ever since I started playing Terraria, which is pretty crazy. Let's see, fourth favorite game. Fourth favorite game would have to be pretty similar to XCOM 2, would be Darkest Dungeon, as you might have heard of before. Gothic indie roguelike that is sometimes not very fun at all, but I like everything else about it. And I was also very saddened to hear the recent news regarding the narrator, Wayne June. It was, yeah, my mood was just completely gone for the remainder of the day and the day after that, after the news came out. With that being said, though, I did get recommended the trailer for another game called Whispers of the Eyeless that kind of mimics the Darkest Dungeon art style that I would like to look into as well. Yeah, I can see that. Similarities between the games that we like, in a way. So let's see, Terraria, Ravenfield, XCOM 2, Darkest Dungeon, and then fifth favorite game would have to be the one that's in the bottom right of the corner right now, and that's the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Even though I started playing Skyrim when I was old enough to start playing T rated games, even though Skyrim is rated M, but you know, whatever. Even though I did start with playing Skyrim, after I started playing Oblivion and getting serious about it, I ended up liking Oblivion more than Skyrim, eventually. And I don't really have a real list of favorite games to go from there. I could just name drop a bunch of games in my favorites category. And that does include Let's see. That does include some of the best PopCap games of all time. One of which being Plants vs. Zombies. The other of which being Bookworm Adventures Deluxe. I'm dead serious. That game was a certified childhood classic. And the fact that Donkey made it popular again for even just a little bit and got other people to start playing it was a very fun blast of the past. Not sure how I feel about pirating games, unless it's a game that was made by a studio that is literally out of business, like the people who made Disco Elysium or the people who made Rollerdrome, which is another game that I like, which is a game that's in my favorites list, actually. But other than that, I don't know. That's a discussion for another day, though, I think. Honestly, yes. Indie games. Indie games would probably be the most dominant just type of game in my entire library. Not so sure about apocalyptic games, except for Fallout, of course, which is probably where you're getting that from, actually. I think the only apocalyptic game here, in my favorites list at the very least, would be Fallout 3, and then Grim Dawn. Darkest Dungeon 2 is technically apocalyptic, and then Into the Breach is also, in a way, apocalyptic as well. But yes, bottom line is indie games. Plants vs. Zombies, yeah, I guess so. According to like the Plants vs. Zombies comics, I guess you could consider it an apocalypse happening. Yeah. I think the only game here that I can see that isn't an indie game is the ones made by Bethesda and From Software and Criterion, who made Burnout Paradise, and Arrowhead, who made Helldivers 2. Oh, and also Firaxis Games, who made XCOM 2. Other than that, yeah, the majority of these games are made by either small teams or just one person, because really, what even are people making nowadays in AAA studios? That isn't just trying to make the most money possible, instead of being actually worthwhile and fun. Oh, crud. You know, it's a good thing I started the stream relatively early, because I'm gonna have to wrap this up in about 17 minutes. Because just like with art stream number 18, the power is about to go out. There is a scheduled outage pretty soon. But hey, with that being said, I'm pretty relatively happy with how this is turning out so far. It is a little bit my okay, critic brain activating. This is a little bit stiff in some areas in terms of just anatomy and stuff, and also this arm might be like way shorter compared to this one, and also the perspective on this arm is just kind of a little bit wonky, I think. Even that still just kind of looks a little stiff. overall size part, I'd say, was a bit intentional because of just the perspective. But yeah, I could definitely see that this is definitely a bit wider than this here. So I think I could remedy that just a little bit by doing this, though. Seems just a little bit more consistent, I'd say. Alright, while we have a moment, by the way. Well, we have a moment before the power goes out in about 13 minutes. I would like to say, to you, Ruzgar in particular, it has been awesome talking to you, and great getting to know you as well. This is the great thing about being a smaller streamer, is that the chat isn't just an overwhelming flood, avalanche, waterfall of people just going rapid fire messages left and right. You run into, occasionally you come across people such as yourself who like actually make you appreciate just taking it slower and easier, I'd say. You come across someone who makes a positive difference. Positive mental difference, if you will. For that, I'm very glad to have made your acquaintance. You can't see it right now because this V2 model does not do hand model animations, but I'm giving you a thumbs up right now. Hang on. There we go, that's for you. Wish I still. I'm looking through the completed drawings folder again. I wish I still had the hang on, let's see. Alright, window capture, that one. Alright, here we go. I can just do this. Perfect. I was gonna say, I really wish I still had the Clip Studio Paint file of this drawing in particular, but thankfully I can just copy-paste it here. This is another one of my favorite drawings of this guy here. This over here was not done by me, this was done by an artist called Tastic, who has a YouTube channel. You should definitely check him out. He makes very funny animations of this little guy here. And then on the Evil Bluebird website, he just posted this with a blank template, and I decided to throw my hat to the ring with this. Sorry I've mentioned that I really shouldn't, but talking with you just made me happier. Maybe that was why. I'm glad to have also made a positive mental difference for you as well. Looks funny. My favorite thing about this is just the fact that this is just a PNG of Liquid Death instead of an actual drawing. Like that one gag in Smiling Friends. I do recommend actually checking out his stuff, as well as subscribing. And I've even drawn a few things, some of his characters in the past as well. That honestly can be taken as like the most backhanded compliment I've ever seen describing someone's channel. Describing someone's channel as silly YouTube thumbnails that's been used by drawing channels that talk about stories and memories. Yeah, but I'm sure he would take that as a compliment. I don't know what I'm talking about saying that's like a backhanded compliment. But yeah, I guess I could see that as well. And like I said before, I did draw a few of his characters in the past. They're very fun. This is one of them. And also the main man himself. I did this during, I actually did this drawing during a stream a while ago. Last year. Don't remember what specific number it was, but yeah. Oh, whoops. I misinterpreted that. But yeah, I guess I can see that as well. I can see how this is a thumbnail to like a Storytime animator channel. And then this is another character of his that I drew. If this raises an eyebrow at all, then I do not blame you. And then finally, the most recent bit of fan art that I did. Perfectly in time with the music. This one, unfortunately, was a bit too late to be featured in one of his videos, but he still liked it when I showed it to him. So, still better late than never, I guess. It just didn't show up on the big screen. honestly, I just read your most recent message, and I'm a bit ashamed to admit that's honestly kind of how I feel about a lot of live stream recommendations as well. Kind of expected to be boring going in and all quiet, which admittedly sometimes some of these streams are very quiet because there's just a whole lot happening in the chat mainly. But sometimes you go into a stream and then your expectations are completely subverted and you end up having a better time than you expected, which is always great. And I'm glad to have subverted your expectations in that way. I'm glad we both benefited from this stream in particular. And I hope everyone else who tuned in has as well. This is just a template for the legs, these are not the actual legs. Don't be anxious about the future and VTuber stuff. I think you'll figure it out. I certainly hope so too. It's just a matter of... well, you can fill in the blank from there. It really is just a matter of time at this point. A matter of time in the... matter of the amount of time I have in the day, at least on a regular working day. Because on a regular working day, I do spend... the actual work itself, I'd say, is not bad. It's just the means of getting there that takes a while and is a bit grating on the mind. I live in a car-dependent sprawl, is what I'm saying, and I have to drive everywhere. Which sucks. Especially the more I learn about the rest of the world's means of travel and transit and all that. But that's a rant for another day. It really is just a matter of the amount of time I have in a day, and a matter of time as in it is going to happen eventually, it's just I don't know when. Background music saying goodbye. So if it hasn't already, I will see everybody next time. Sorry to end it so abruptly. Rosegar 220, it was very, very good to meet you, if you can still hear me. Hack Fred. Okay, cool. Good to know that this is still, wow, it's still hanging on, even though everything is just completely wonked at right now. But yeah, I'm gonna have to call it here. Pretty happy with how this turned out. Once again, Rosegar, it was very good to meet you, and until next time, I will see everybody later. Have a very good one and a good rest of your day as well. See you next time.